Welcome to our Wednesday Moment of Hope. This past weekend, we celebrated the life and teachings of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I was privileged to be asked to lead the invocation at the worship service held in Youngstown. Unfortunately, because of the rise of COVID cases, we could not meet in person, but we had a wonderful virtual event. Everyone involved did a great job, but the keynote speaker, the Reverend Dr. Marvin McMickle, was truly inspiring. He prefaced his remarks about Dr. King by using the example of David and Goliath. And the main takeaway in this story isn't that David defeated Goliath, but that he went to face him in the first place. Now, of course, Dr. King accomplished a lot within his short life, but his greatest accomplishment was that he never backed down from Goliath. Like David, Dr. King always stood for justice and righteousness for every human being, no matter what their color, their race, their religion, their country, no matter what. Now, I realize that I don't have either the courage or the wisdom that David or Martin Luther King had. I also realize that there are a whole lot of Goliaths still out there. So my dilemma is this: who do I follow? Do I follow the so-called good people, like Saul and the Israelite army, who did nothing wrong but lacked courage and faith? Or the good people today who break no laws but really don't care about the needs of people different from themselves? Or do I remind myself that both David and Martin Luther King Jr. were human beings just like me? And if God was able to use them, maybe he could use someone even like me. Now, of course, that choice is way more dangerous. But if I'm actually going to be a Christian, I have no option. I'm called to speak up, say, for people of color who to this day have not been treated equally to that of people who are white. And I need to speak up for women who should never be belittled by men or should never be taken not as seriously. And I have witnessed both way too often. And I need to speak up for the LGBTQ community, that absolutely none of their rights are taken away, as is still the case all throughout our country. Now, if any of my last few comments have upset anyone, you need to know that that means you are a Goliath. Yet, you see, my hope comes in knowing that even though most of us are not as courageous or as wise as David or King, there are still a multitude of us who still believe in righteousness and justice for all people. And at least on this day, that gives me hope. Let's work together and have a blessed day this day.